Retro Mondays.
Hey, what's happening, gamers? I'm Knightwing, and I'm officially 30 now. Today, to take my mind off the number 30, I wanted to look back in the year of my birth. Mostly the things that I would have found interesting now, but then. I was born the year of MASH's finale. Ask your parents, or rather grandparents, what that show was. And the then final Star Wars movie, Return of the Jedi, which was the most popular movie of 1983, and is the reason that I was named Luke. Either that or it was the Bible character. But I'm pretty sure the Grand Jedi Master is the reason. 1983 was also the year of the double 007s too.
What you talking about, Willis?
I'm talking about the only time in history where two James Bond movies came out featuring two different Bonds, Sean Connery and Roger Moore. In other pop culture news that no one would care about, He-Man burst onto the scene along with the A-Team and Cabbage Patch Kids. Billie Jean was a big hit for MJ, and the Police took your breath away. President Ronald Reagan also signed the historic bill to create Martin Luther King Day in 1983. As for gaming, well, the video game crash of 1983 was no joke, folks. But while everyone was suing each other left and right to stay alive, video games were thriving and bigger than ever in Japan, all thanks to Nintendo's characters Donkey Kong and Mario. The company had just released the first game featuring Mario solo without his Kong co-star. The Mario Brothers, though, starred Mario and Green Mario, who later became Luigi. The whole point of the game was to defeat all the creatures in each phase, while running and jumping to avoid occasional projectiles, mostly fire coming out of the pipes. A POW block was placed in the center to make things more interesting too. While it may come as a shocker to some of you, Super Mario Bros. Was not the must-play game of 1983. While popular, that honor went to the first cinematic game, Dragon's Lair, which used a brand new Laserdisc technology. Dragon's Lair blew people's minds, and the visuals were just incredible. It looked like a living cartoon, except that it was completely interactive. My dad played this game occasionally at the arcades and said it was really awesome. Though all the ports on PC and Wii and everything else, they don't live up to the original. Another game worth noting is the arcade game Spy Hunter, which released in '83 by Bally Midway. See my Spy Hunter 3DS review for more details on Spy Hunter's history. But sadly, even the Mario Brothers and Dragon's Lair's success couldn't help the arcade business. Sales went from $3.2 billion a year to $950 million and dropped more by 1986. During this time, releasing a home console was commercial suicide. However, on July 15th, 1983, video game home consoles changed forever with the release of the Family Computer, or Famicom for short. Unlike the other home consoles of the early 80s, this system had an all-new way to play dubbed the Gamepad, which abandoned the clunky joystick control mechanics for a more comfortable way to play. Even though the controller only featured 2 buttons, this new innovation to gaming didn't change until 2006 with the Wii Remote. Back during the 80s, the Famicom also had state-of-the-art graphics compared to computers and Western video game systems, along with a diverse library of games. By 1985, the Famicom had sold over 2 million units in Japan, and was a huge monster success. The system would stay in production until the late 90s in Japan as well. Based on the Famicom's success, Nintendo opened what is now Nintendo of America and made a lot of folks happy come fall of 1985. However, the video game industry in 1983 here in America, though, were pretty bleak. That is, unless you were Atari's founder, Nolan Bushnell, whose arcade pizza place was still in business and doing moderately well. Today you know that arcade/pizza chain as Chuck E. Cheese. Still, the arcade golden days were long gone. Companies were merging or going bankrupt, kind of like what's happening today. Yikes! Going by my swatch here, we have one last story I can share with all of you, and then I need to get back to my birthday. 30 years ago, Nintendo was being sued by MCA Universal, which you now know as Universal Studios. Anyway, they said Nintendo violated the company's claim to King Kong. However, the judge ruled that the character was now public domain. So, the then movie supergiant Universal ended up paying Nintendo $1.8 million in damages, and Donkey Kong remained untouched as he is today. And well, gamers, that's all the time we have for today. Even though I can't go back to yesterday, I'm looking forward to greeting each new day and embracing life. After all, 30 is just 21 years with 9 years experience. Until next time, gamers, God bless and happy gaming. Later, K-fans. Thanks so much for spending my birthday with me.